There we go. Thank you guys for jumping on it. I love Sundays so much. So I have been at the ballpark since we had to be there 8 a.m. this morning. We just got home like 45 minutes ago. Threw on some lipstick and I started getting ready for this call, and I'm just like motivated, energized, inspired. So once again, I'm going to share with you guys what one of my favorite books are. This literally, I don't even know where I got this book. I'm going to have to try to think about this one. This book, Napoleon Hill Positive Action Plan. Think and Grow Rich isn't the kind of book for everyone. Like, it's kind of tough to get through. This is just excerpts from Think and Grow Rich, Positive Action Plan, 365 motivations to make each day a success. Every time I read a paragraph, I'm like, let's go change the world. Let's go move mountains. Let's go. Like, it just fires me up. In every section, it's broken down in different chapters. There's chapters on goal setting, taking action, a winning attitude, how to have personal initiative, how to have character, like traits of character, just being a good person. It is such a good book. Look, I've got it like doggy-eared in like all my Post-it notes. So jump over to my Facebook profile. I just did one video on goal setting because we just won a championship. We went undefeated the whole day, and watching 7-year-olds just play their hearts out for 12 hours of baseball is just, there's nothing like it. I guess it's only about 10 hours. But so a lot of people see our baseball team and they're like, we don't want to play them. They always win. We don't want to play them. But the behind the scenes is these kids work hard. These kids show up for the 2-hour practices. These kids are in the batting cages. These kids go home and play with their dads in the backyard. Like, they are always showing up behind the scenes. So when we show up at tournaments and win, there's this really kind of weird bad attitude that we've kind of gotten from people. And it's like, you guys don't understand. These kids deserve to win because they are putting in the work. And that to me translates. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit overly fired up, but watching Hudson get another championship and he had an amazing tournament. I mean, he crushed the ball. He made plays in the field. Like, it was just awesome. So I'm like so fired up. But what gets me excited is this translates for life. Okay. When we show up, when we put in the hard work, when we do the things, we have success. When you guys look at people who are ranking up, when you guys look at people who are earning Leaders Retreat, when you guys see people who are on the top enrollers, when you guys see top PV, there's not people selling $2,800 of Plexus doing nothing. That's $2,800 of Plexus going because you're reaching out, you're following up, you have a plan, you're using a system, you're doing all of the things, okay? So tonight I'm going to share with you one quick paragraph, and then I want to highlight one of my longest, most wonderful team members who has been with me almost since the very beginning, because she is showing up and doing the things. And I will just have to, I'm just going to put it out there for all of you guys to know. I probably leave Natalie alone too much because I always think to myself, oh, she's good. She's doing it. I know she's doing it. And so Natalie, in front of everybody, I want everybody to know that you're amazing. And I absolutely, I don't say it enough because I always know you are steady, you're consistent, and you are doing it every day if I check on you or not. But I don't check on you enough because I know how awesome you are without me checking on you. But I want everybody to know you are a rock star and I love you to death. So, but I want to read this for you guys because moving forward now in November, oh my goodness, continuing on with the re-rank bonuses, with all of the things that we have, with this poinsettia where you can get pay points for $99 welcome packs, you're not going to have an amazing November if you don't decide today to have an amazing November. So I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to have Natalie just share with you what works, what kind of thoughts and ideas she has for what has been working for the system that she uses, and then what she has for November. But this gets me so fired up. Okay, so drifting without aim or purpose is the first cause of failure. Okay, so I want you guys to think tonight, the first Sunday night of November, without a plan for your life, it's easier to follow the course of least resistance, to go with the flow, to drift with the current with no particular destination in mind. Having a definite plan for your life greatly simplifies the process of making hundreds of daily decisions that affect your ultimate success. When you know where you want to go, you can quickly decide if your actions are moving you toward your goal or away from it. Without definite, precise goals and a plan for their achievement, each decision must be considered in a vacuum. Definiteness of purpose provides context and allows you to relate specific actions to your overall plan. I want you guys to know that success does not just happen. When you guys see people who are being successful in this business, it is because they have a plan and they have a definiteness of purpose. Waking up and saying, this is where I want to go. This is where I am right now. What is my roadmap for how I'm going to get there? Okay, so I'm telling you, does that paragraph make you as excited as it makes me? Like, there is so much wisdom and it just lays it out there. And it's simple concepts that are explained in a way that say, well, duh. Like, why wouldn't I have a plan? But I'm going to admit to you guys, when I realized at the end of the month, like I did in October, that I didn't hit the goal that I wanted to hit, I'm like, where did I go wrong? Oh, I didn't get a plan until October 29th when I realized that, the end of the month is Halloween. Well, hello, I'm pretty sure every October 31st is Halloween, and I always know that, I want to have my goals accomplished before I'm going to go trick-or-treating, right? So it was, oh my gosh, I didn't come up with a plan early enough. I didn't come up with a plan in time. And then I was like, like, what do I do? Oh my gosh, I can't make calls right now. And it felt so chaotic and so frustrating to miss my goal for October. So I don't want that to happen for November. So this is going to be the call where you guys say, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, but I have to get into action and actually do something to move the needle forward. And I've already said, I want you guys to set goals and let me know for ranking and re-ranking. I've got my poster board, I'm filling out names, I'm figuring out, where are you? Where do you want to be? How many points do you need? And what does that translate to new levels 1 through 3 that are going to be 5 points for with the new $99 welcome pack. And we will rock and roll with those goals and I will help you. But I'm going to turn it over to Natalie. Natalie is a wonderful friend. We actually were night nurses together. And I can't remember when we actually had our first conversation. All I remember is that she had her spot at her desk. Like, we had this central nursing station area where, we're all blah, 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 talking back and forth. And Natalie, like, she got her work done. She had her plan. She knew who her patients were. She took care of her patients, in an awesome way. Like, but Natalie just wanted her corner and wanted her stuff done. And that has translated to an amazing Plexus business. And you are just rocking and rolling, consistent, steady. You've got great retention, but I would love for you to just share with everybody, because you were the top enroller for our entire team for October, as well as up there top PV with almost 3,000 PV. So I am going to unmute you and let you just share a little bit. What do you do? What works? What kinds of things are great? And then I love your idea for what you're going to do for kind of a thankful November.
Okay, well, I can't say that I'm any rock star by any means, because it's taken me a really long time to get where I'm at. And I want you to know that I work really, really well individually by myself. I can be a team player, but I probably prefer to just stay focused and do my stuff. But yet I love supporting the worker bees on my team. I try and be there for them. However, I cannot do it for them. I mean, I will support them, motivate them, encourage them, do whatever they need and ask of me. But I've gotten over the fact that I just can't do it all for them. But I will say, like, about a year ago this time, it was a really rough time for me. I lost a couple of key players on my team, and it was really sad for a long time. But I had to regroup and figure out who my new team was. And so at that point, what I did was I got a notebook and you know, when you lose people, then, you know, the whole compression starts. And so then I was getting people that I had no clue who they were. And it was really important for me to know like where everybody was. So what I did was I went through their join dates and I got a notebook. And I know it's huge and it's going to look overwhelming, but it's really not. I got this notebook and I went 1 through 31. And so then I printed off my genealogy and I made a sheet or a half a sheet or whatever, scrap paper or just little pieces of paper like this. I mean, it's really nothing that organized, but I wrote their name and their join day, and then I kind of looked at their ordering history. And then because a lot of people hadn't ordered in a while, so every day, like today's the 3rd, so then I grab my stack of 3s and then I go through my back office and see where they're at. And I really stay diligent about if they have not renewed, and if they're 6 months past the renewal, then I fill out that form and send it into customer service, because I want to keep my back office cleaned up. And I want to give that, I'm serving that person to let them go, to go find who they need to be under, or come back to us, come back as a customer, or rejoin, because they know that. And if the renewal is coming up, then I will send them an email and say, you renew next month. I just want you to know you haven't ordered in a while, you haven't been that active. Plexus has gotten a lot of new products. I'm happy to send you samples. You know, I just do some customer service and touch base, and some will say, I'm going to keep my account. I know I haven't been very consistent, but I keep thinking about it. Or some will say, I need to cancel, and if timing is right, I'll come back. So I'm doing that touch point for about 4 times a year. So like in February was a good time for me to email everybody and just everybody who ordered. Then I emailed them and said, thank you for your consistency. Thank you for continuing to use Plexus, and just did a short introduction about myself. And then in May, that's my birthday month. And so everybody who ordered at the last week of April, I sent everybody an email and I said, for my birthday month, I'm going to reimburse shipping. And yes, that cost me a lot of money, but I was trying to build a rapport. And I will say that our team has been very, very consistent. You know, we might go up and down by about 100 every month, but it's been pretty consistent. And that to me is better than dropping way back and coming back. I mean, just I'm more of a steady person. And so, and then to see with Plexus getting so many new products, then, and so May, June, July, I think July or August, I sent out another email about the new active and the balance. So it's kind of right after that. So I'm just, and I'm not doing it all in one day. It's only when their date comes up on my radar that I then just mail those out to them. So really, you know, I probably spend like 2 or 3 hours a day, every day. If I know tomorrow's going to be a super busy day, today I had extra time, I would have done my tomorrows and then just followed up. But I'm tracking their PVs. Like Brooke Hemingway says, you should know what everybody's doing on your team. And I know I have, I don't know, 400 or 500 people on my team, but I do know who has canceled their membership, and that I can then take them off of my back office in 6 months, because you have to wait. But I know who they are, and I'm watching and I'm waiting. I'm following. This month, I'm going to be emailing everybody about the perks program. And do I know if they're opening my email? No. Is there a track? I found out last week at a Referral Madness or a networking group that I'm at that there's a track it. And so I might check into that, but I don't know if they're opening up my email. But when people do reply back to me, I feel like I'm just building a little bit of rapport. And it's not necessarily with their sponsor. Their sponsor might not be doing much with Plexus anymore. They might just be getting their 100 PV and letting their team do their work, but they don't do anything with their team. And I'm getting a lot of people messaging me back, especially like with the CBD coming up. And so I'm getting a lot of excitement about that. And so I'm just trying to answer their questions. So this month, because it's November, because it's been 3 months since I've touched base with them, I'm going to do for all my personal level ones that are active, I'm going to just send them some samples. I'm going to grab some of those 3-day collagen, and I'm not going to send the whole 3 days. I'm going to bust it out, and I'm just going to send them 1 stick of collagen, 1 stick of active. I'm kind of debating on the lean, because what if they're vegetarian? I don't know. And then I'll probably drop in the Ease and the body cream samples. And then I'm kind of debating on whether or not I'm going to do a catalog. I know it's going to be an investment, but they make me money and they should be rewarded. And I want them to know that their business does not go unnoticed. And that's the thing too, is like, we can't just get people or get them signed up and then kind of ignore them. I don't think that it's not kind. I wouldn't appreciate it if people did it to me. I come from a customer service background for a pharmaceutical company, and they were very generous to their companies, and they were all the time rewarding consistency. And so I'll do that for my customers, and then I'll do it for my level ones and my husband's level ones. And like I said, it is an investment, and I know not everybody can make that kind of money, and but it's something that you should seriously think about. I've actually had a lot of people that have compressed up to me. So these are people that I don't know, but I'm trying to build that relationship to keep them consistent and stay with Plexus and let them know that they are valued. When you get to a certain level with Plexus, there's a leads program. And so I'm fortunate enough to be able to participate in that. And the last couple of months, I've gotten a lot of really nice leads with like really nice product volume. And so that's what's raised my volume. But I feel like with my consistency of touching base with them, and of course, then I treat them like I'm touching base every week with them. I'm touching base monthly, and then they go to monthly, and then they'll go to like every 3 months. But I don't want to overwhelm them, but I want them to certainly know that they didn't just get put under anybody. Do I get replies back? No, but it could be going to their spam. Maybe one day when they go in their spam, they're going to go, oh, holy hell, who is this girl? But, oh, well, I mean, they might be surprised, but I feel better about it. And I feel like then I'm taking care of them, and that is just huge. Like I said, I have ordered from people before and ordered, and then I never get anything back. And I'm kind of like, well, I see you often because typically I'm ordering from my friends, and when they don't say anything, it really kind of buttons me out. So I don't want to just let any of that go unnoticed. So.
Real quick, I'm going to interrupt you, and then we'll see if anybody has any questions. So and all of that is so good, Natalie. I think you guys will hear the arching theme is that relationship, that touch point. Yeah. Even with people that she doesn't know, she is reaching out and having those touch points. But when you get to be Senior Ruby, it's a Senior Ruby Leads program. And if you are consistent in adding new level ones and bringing in new customers, every month there is a kind of a pool of people who just go to the corporate website, plexusworldwide.com, and place orders. So instead of just, the company benefiting from that, they actually distribute those leads that do not have sponsors out to the Senior Rubies who are showing that they are working towards building their team. So that gives them a little bit of a reward. Some months there aren't any to give. Some months there's 2 or 3. And so those are actually those leads that are coming in that Natalie has been able to reach out to. And it's a wonderful thing. Most of them went to the corporate site because they just wanted to order from nobody. And, they probably don't want that relationship, but there are a lot of them who are like, oh, well, I just Googled it and I hadn't, I don't know anybody that does it. And it was a great product. So I just ordered from corporate, so it's a great thing to be able to have that leads program. So there's a good motivator for you guys to get to Senior Ruby. So that's wonderful. But Natalie, I think one of the biggest things other than the whole relationship thing is having a system. And you guys, it doesn't have to be like a notebook like she has, but you have to know, who are you talking to? When did you talk to them? What was said and what you need to do to build that relationship. And as you're growing, if you're starting out new, keep those. Who are my customers? We get emails every single month when our customers order processes. That's a great time to jump over if you're friends with them on Facebook, or to send them a, hey, your order processed. I hope you're loving your products. I'm here for you. I love to hear your wins. I would love to hear how you're doing with your products. And when I send those out, I usually don't get a reply anyway, but here's what I want you to know. When I get emails, I read them, I reply in my brain, and I'm like, oh, that was such a nice email. And I don't reply. So I want you guys to assume that you've all just reached out to me, because I'm the worst at reading a great email and appreciating the information, but then not doing anything with it, right? So I don't want you all to go into that automatic self-sabotage mode where you're like, oh my gosh, they hate me. Why did I reach out to them? Or, they didn't read my email. Don't assume the worst or assume a negative. The fact that Natalie is reaching out that consistently and that regularly, she's building that relationship even if they aren't replying yet. So I don't want you guys to say, nobody ever messages me back, so I'm going to quit doing it. Because I do think, Natalie, that that's one of the keys for you consistently retaining and having the team that you do, is those touch points. And I'm going to say one more thing too about the November, just the whole Thanksgiving and gratitude. Even if you feel like you can't or don't want to invest in samples or a gift or something like that, I promise you, if you get a piece of paper and write a handwritten thank you for being on my team, thank you for consistently ordering, I really appreciate you. When I get personal mail, I'm like, oh my gosh, they hand wrote my email or my address. That to me now in this world of texting and, Facebook messaging and all of that, when you get something that shows up in your mailbox that showed that somebody took 6 minutes out of their day to find a piece of paper, find a pen, write it, find their address and put a stamp on it, they're going to know that they're valued. They're going to feel appreciated, even if it's not a gift. And there's also gift giving companies. If you don't like going to the post office like me, you can actually get on and purchase little $5 gifts and get it sent to them, and you don't ever have to go to the post office. I'll have to ask Casey. She had a great little thing where you could do these little $5 and $6, like an ornament and a this, and it had like $5 bundles, which were wonderful. Yeah. So that's great. But can you think of anything overall, Natalie? I think you gave great points. I think it's wonderful. Can you think of anything else?
Well, my notebook system was really what kept me focused every day. But then I was kind of looking for that CRM. I don't know what it exactly stands for, but people were saying that their companies had it. And so I was kind of interested. And then I was introduced to Doe, which I only bought the 6 months at first because I thought, I don't know that I'm really going to use it. I'm not that techie of a person, and I didn't know that it would be something that I would utilize. But then when my 6 months came up, I think I joined it. What was that back? It was back last winter, Sarah, right? And then I didn't do anything with it till like May, and I finally got serious about it. I thought either I'm going to use it or need to cancel it. And I really, really like it. And I don't know what you guys are doing, and if you guys are, if you have a system like that, but every, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, because you're always adding new Facebook friends, then you can upload them all again and they get in your system. And then every day when I sign on to it, it prompts you on who you should be going and looking at their Facebook accounts, and then now, it's a new month, or like the last week of October, whatever, I can send out just, hey, happy Halloween. And they say when you private message people on Facebook, then your stuff's going to show up more in their newsfeed. And so just a little thing, oh, I was just thinking about you today, have a great week. Or, and it feels real to me, because I would wish them that if I saw them in person. And so most people that are on my Facebook feed are my friends. I mean, I've met them some way or another. I just don't go stalking people and adding them on my Facebook. And so it feels genuine to me. So I grasped onto this Doe. I really, really like it, because when you start getting as many friends as like Sarah does, like who could keep track of all of that? I can't make a note card for every single person, but Doe, I let Doe do that for me. And then if in my notebook are only customers and ambassadors, teammates. And then you can make little notes on there about what you did that day. And then you can prompt it if you want to see them again in a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months, or whatever. And so it's really nice and handy. And I like that system. So find a system that works for you. If whatever I'm mentioning doesn't work, find your own, because it's important. And start now, because I was late to the game, but I took 3 whole days and I just got my notebook together. And now every time I get a new ambassador, when I get a new ambassador, not just myself or my team, I send out a welcome to the team email. And all these things are saved in my draft. So all I have to do is just go look at it. I write it once and then I just plug in. And so like Kristen's on here, if it was her new ambassador, then I would say, Kristen and I are here. And so I reference her name. So then they know. But I just think a little nice, and I get a lot of thank yous back for those. Like, oh, thank you, I'm so excited. Or so I just think that if you got them, you worked hard to get them, and keep them. It's easier to keep them. Don't let them don't make them feel like they, you kind of almost pressured them to sign up. And then, on the leads thing, I do send out a welcome email and thank you, and that their information had been forwarded to me from the corporate. And then I give them how to start their products, because most of them probably don't, especially, you want people to start it slow or whatever. You just guide them along. And then at their next month, you say, well, you should almost be ready for your month. Do you need to edit your order or anything, or what can I help you with? And I don't even worry about if I'm bugging them, because I think if I ignored them, that would be worse. And it's not all about me. It's about them. You want them to be as successful as they can be, because then they stay. You want to help them know that you're there to troubleshoot them. So I don't let it overwhelm you, but get your system.
Yeah, very good. Awesome. Well, it's absolutely working for you. And I'm so grateful that you jumped on here and shared with us. And I'm sure everybody else is too, because I know when we do the top enroller and top PV, a lot of people, probably say, well, how are they getting that? And what are they doing? And so Natalie has 5 new level 1s that she enrolled in October as our top enrollers. So you've got a nice bonus coming your way from the October incentives. I will tell you guys, even now, 9 years in, having that organizational piece, that's Kansas City, that's right. Going in and even having the organizational piece, that is still where I fail. I'm just a type B personality. I'm spontaneous. I fly by the seat of my pants. I follow up with people as I want. And so it's still hard for me to have that. And when I have the right list or notebook or whatever, and I stay, last month I was really diligent. Okay, they got their welcome pack. We're going to start their products. When people are starting their products, it's not overkill to check in with them every day for the first 7 days.
I tell them that too. Yeah. I'm going to be following up with you.
Yes.
And I'm going to start you every 3 days. And then we go to weekly, and then I'm doing that for the first month. And like I mentioned before, I sit down when they tell me the day they started, and then I sit down with my phone and I just schedule those texts, and then they're scheduled out for 2 months. I don't even have to touch it again. I just take the time I spend. And even when I'm following up with people and they start replying back, I don't even look at the replies. I get all of my stuff done, and then I can take the time to reply back, because then you're like back and forth and having too many squirrel moments that people talk about, and just stay focused.
And I think setting that expectation is huge. Just say, I'm excited that you're starting your health and happiness journey, and I'm here to walk that journey with you. You're going to hear from me. I would love to partner with you on your journey. And if you got to find out, what are your health goals, and that's for sure where, I get them started, and then I'm like, okay, you're good. And they want to hear from us. They want to feel supported and encouraged, or reminded to take their products because it's new. And I take that for granted, because I wake up and I wake up, I pee, I drink my Slim and Active. Like, that's just what I do. And then I get the kids to school, and then I work out, and then I drink my lean, the Plexus products are a part of who I am. Like, I would never not take my BioCleanse. Like, if I ever brush my teeth and get into bed without taking my BioCleanse, I get up out of bed and go take my BioCleanse. Like, there's no skipping for me at all.
Right.
New people are not into that routine yet. New people don't have that, I feel amazing, I can't live without it yet. So we have to help them to that place.
Right.
But Natalie, thank you so much for sharing. I really think it's great to hear so many perspectives and what other people are doing that's working. And I think you're amazing. And like I said, I don't tell you enough because you're just like, you're on cruise control over there with your little notebooks and all your organizational stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to Natalie. And every time I talk to you, she's like, I'm good, I've got this, which I know you are, but I appreciate you.
Well, you know, I reach out if I need you and you're there. You're overwhelmed yourself. And our back office has pretty much every question I need answered in there.
Yeah.
So,
and that is a very good reminder. Our help center is phenomenal, y'all.
Yeah.
The help center, they just keep loading stuff. Okay, so I want to remind you guys, we're going to get to this calendar. Stacy's been working on it for me, like an actual graphic of November's calendar. This week is just going to be like a basic. So tomorrow I'm going to do a quick overview of products, what they are and what we can do with them. I'll let you know what time. I just found out that the boys are off tomorrow. It's a 3-day weekend and I didn't even know. So that's lots of fun. So I will give you guys a little bit of heads up, but there'll be a Facebook Live tomorrow, just Products 101. But then remember the webinars, you can text. I'll get the number for you guys, but when you text the training to the corporate text, you get reminders. So tomorrow, there's a Leaders in Action webinar at 11. There's a Monday motivational call at 6, which is Central Time for me, and then also the opportunity call that they're doing every Monday night from corporate. Every Tuesday in the Plexus Ambassador community, there's a product call, and they're hitting highlights on different products, highlighting them from corporate, from our product development team, okay? So we're gonna really start funneling through. If corporate's putting the training out there for us, we should all be plugging into that. I don't need to recreate the wheel with that. And anything I do above and beyond will be stuff that focuses on specifically our team, or just above and beyond training like tonight, just for motivation and inspiration and stuff like that. So this week is just going to be basic 101 stuff. You're going to see some stuff about, getting started and all that. Next week is going to be our IPA challenge. So we are going to launch that on my Sunday night call, but the 11th through the 15th is going to be Power Hours, IPA challenges, getting into action, because our new 3-day challenges from corporate are launching. A 3-day experience that you'll be able to order on the 12th is the official launch of that they talked about at Leaders Retreat. So that week of IPA is going to get us into action to invite to our 3-day challenge, which is going to happen the 18th, 19th, and 20th on our Health and Happiness page. So you guys can be inviting to that and know that as you put people on the Health and Happiness page, that's where they're going to experience that. And I still need to do a post for that. And then we're going to finish out the following up and moving through that week after the 3-day challenge. And then we've got the last week of November is going to be, the last week of the month is always going to focus on mindset, belief, testimonies, and leadership. Okay, you're in this thing. We just did all the things for the first 3 weeks. Let's finish the month strong. We also have to remember that the 28th is Thanksgiving, so the 29th is Black Friday. And I don't know what the Black Friday specials are going to be or what we're going to do for an event, but as soon as I hear, just remember all that activity that you do this month is priming your network for anything that you can reach out to again for what's going on the 29th for Black Friday. Okay, so just know that when you say, oh my goodness, on the 29th, I don't know who I should talk to because I haven't been relationship building, and it feels like a weird thing to have a cold reach out to somebody about a Black Friday sale, that's why we're doing what we're doing the whole month. And I don't want you guys to be where I was on Halloween saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm not going to hit my goals. And it's because the month didn't look like it should have. So this is going to be our new format every month. Rinse and repeat, change the cover photo because it's a different month with a different theme. It's going to be Plexus 101 for week 1, IPAs and getting into action for week 2. Week 3 will be some kind of 3-day challenge, 7-day challenge, whatever. And then week 4 will be leadership and development with, Business 101 and moving through mindset, belief, testimonies, all that good stuff. So I will get I have a typed out calendar on the team page, but I'm going to work, like I said, I'm giving all the stuff to Stacy and she's working on the calendar for me to actually have a graphic so that you can have that. And make sure that you are going to the back office dashboard. There's a training tab where you can sign up for the webinars and see what all of the November webinars from corporate are for the entire month. That's all posted for you guys. Okay, you guys are amazing. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you all. Let's rock and roll. We're gonna make a plan, set goals, rank, re-rank, rock and roll, and finish November strong, where I cannot believe 2019 is like quickly coming to an end. Thank you, Natalie, for sharing. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
You guys have an awesome night.
Thank